maybe this big. It is huge tonight, especially for the ladies from the New York Giants. Cornerback Jason Sehorn is here. Let me get right into my first guest. He's one of the biggest pop stars in history. He's sold millions of albums, has billions of fans worldwide, and he's the biggest thing to come out of Star Search since Sinbad. He's going to perform first. We're going to hang. Say hi to Justin Timberlake.
Are we crazy?
I want to stand for this interview.
Can you imagine if you had to stand with Barbara Walters the whole time?
I'm not going to sit down until you sit down,
yeah,
man.
I'll sit down. Barbara would have stood for like 30 seconds. Said, I'm tired. Let's sit, Justin. First of all, it's good to have you here in this very sort of adult environment outside of Times Square.
Well, hey, man, I'm an adult now. So.
Yes, you certainly are. You've been everywhere. I mean, you've been doing everything for Justified for this album.
You sound like a prostitute.
Yes. You are a whore.
You're a whore. Yeah, well, you know, I think that was the only thing I wasn't prepared for, was being everywhere all at the same time. You know, it's obviously very different with the other four guys because I don't have to do all the interviews myself.
Right.
And I have to go everywhere by myself. No, I'm not complaining. You know, I'm not complaining.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I just don't think I was prepared for it.
Why did you want to do the Barbara Walters interview?
You know, actually, they asked me about it. You know, they asked me about doing it, and I don't know. I mean, you know, you look at all the people who've done Barbara Walters interviews, and you're like, wow.
But it was funny to watch her because we haven't seen her that many with, you know, younger people who are hot today. And it was, I don't know if you guys saw it, but she was like, you know.
Yeah.
She was like, and then Justin pushed the envelope musically by doing something the kids call beatboxing. I was like, what? And then she's like, Justin,
yeah, and you know what's funny?
What is this beatbox you speak of?
I know. Like, I am the originator of, and I tried to get into this whole conversation with her about Dougie Fresh and Biz Markie, and she was like, who? So.
Then they hired a choreographer. The fans went wild. It was so funny to watch, you know?
Shouldn't pick on old people, man. Shouldn't pick on old people.
No, I don't think she's... No, I'm not picking on her. I'm just saying, most people do Barbara to get something off their chest or to set the record straight. And in the future, if you ever want to, my services are always available. We got a great little network here in NBC. If you ever want to go sit down and get serious, you're always welcome. We'll take good care of you, and I will not ask you to sing the Mickey Mouse song.
Thank you.
Justin, at what point do you say, because you're one of these rare people that actually talk about everything. When do you just say, you know what, that's it. Enough is enough.
You know,
I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah, it's not like, that's my approach. You know, to me, I'm just the same as anybody sitting in this room. So, you know, it's
I beg to differ, because it's all women. Unless you're dressing up like a woman at night.
Except for, what's this Halloween? Except for that.
But don't you just want to sit down and just say, you know what, like, let's talk about, I worked hard on this record, Justified. I love to play golf. I got a new home. I don't want to talk about Britney Spears. I don't want to talk about who I'm dating.
Well,
I don't want to talk about that.
I think even that, you know, it's tough to be asked those questions because you know, once, it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you say. They're going to cut the things that you say. I mean, for instance, the 2020 thing. There were things that I said in there that they cut out, and there were certain things, when you watch it on, you know, when you watched it on television, it looked like I was, I don't know, it felt like they kind of made me look like a cocky bastard, you know?
That was that damn Barbara Walters.
Yeah.
We have to look out for her.
No, I'm just
I don't think so. I don't think you came off bad at all.
I'm just kidding.
I don't think so. What you're saying is they control the interview in post and they can put things out of order.
Yeah, well, and that usually happens, and that always happens on print stuff, like all the print stuff, you know, that always happens. You say something and they interpret it the way they're going to interpret it, and the thing that I always remember, and I don't, you know, I'm not going to knock anybody's hustle because a writer at magazines, you know, they're creative writers too, and they want to make the interview sound a lot more interesting than it probably really was.
Well, you just think that you might be at the point where it's just like, because you certainly have the clout to do it, to say, hey, look, you know, everything's cool. But just, you know, enough is enough with the personal stuff.
I'm getting there.
Is the press harder on you now that you're single or when you were in a relationship?
Honestly, I think it's harder now. I think it's hard. It was actually easier when people knew that me and Britney were together.
Right.
I don't know. For some reason,
now it's every
now
girl.
I get around.
Right.
You know, and it's like I mean,